My dear people of Southern Cameroons, fellow Ambazonians, great warriors of our liberation movement, accept liberation greetings from me, Comrade John Akuro, this Sunday, August 14, 2022. My people, I am coming today for us to examine some very interesting issues regarding our struggle. But especially, I would like us to take a critical and much closer look to the interview that La République du Cameroon's chief slave, the Prime Minister Dion Joseph, granted to the gentleman we call ambassador on Equinox in Yaoundé. So we will take a closer look at that interview, critically examining the utterances he makes and see exactly how he tries once more to mislead our people. And then we will also have the opportunity to raise other issues that are plaguing our struggle and try to dig a way forward. So, as usual, settle down, get ready for some 30 to 45 minutes of an interesting conversation. So, get set and let's go.
Dream come true by training you to become a professional Scrum Master in just 6 short weeks. You heard me right, just 6 weeks. This may be the biggest life-changing decisions you will ever make. They say luck is when opportunity meets preparation. If you were walking down the street and opportunity walked past you, would you recognize it? Well, here is an opportunity you won't want to miss. At Venbati LLC, our world-class trainers would prepare you for one of the best career changes you will ever make. And then you can consider yourself lucky when you make that 6-figure income and laugh your way to the bank. If you are that person who can recognize an opportunity, call us at 240-701-7796. Check out our website, www.venbati.com. We have limited spaces. First come, first serve. Come one, come all. Would you?
So, Venbati is a place to go if you are planning on becoming a Scrum Master in the United States, in Canada, and even in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. They have a very beautiful curriculum, and so hurry up, call that number, and reach out to them. And always remember that they say luck is when opportunity meets preparation. That said, my people, a few days back, Mr. Joseph Diongute, the chief slave, should I call it a marionette prime minister of La République du Cameroon, had to take himself down and do what that government scarcely ever does. That is, get down to the platforms that talk to the people, that reach the people, that address the issues that concern the common man. So, therefore, for John Gute to find himself going right down to be anchored on a program where he's talking in pidgin English tells everyone the level of desperation that La République du Cameroon finds itself in. This, honestly, is an opportunity to always give kudos to all our brave warriors for freedom on ground zero, in ground one, ground two. I mean, those who are as IDPs all over the place, even in La République du Cameroon, and then those in the diaspora. I really want to give accolades to each and every one of you because we are all collectively doing an incredible job. I mean, an incredible job. And I want to continue to doff my heart to everyone. The last time I came on air, I was still trying to gather the facts and the information about what unfolded in Batibo That's in Mogamo local government area. Today, I have the full load of information on exactly what happened. Today, I really want to use this moment to pay tribute to all those great Amber warriors who bowed, who slept at the end of the exchanges with La République du Cameroun. This is a moment, my dear people, where we should always be quick to pay respects to people who are sacrificing their lives for our freedom, whatever the circumstances. We have let or allowed divisive politics to take us to the point where, because this person fell and did not belong to my chapel, serves them right. I even heard someone pride himself by saying FM of Lebialem fell because he left his protective chapel. My people of Ambazonia, let us always remember that all this fight, even will come from various angles, it is for one flag, the lone blue and white flag for Ambazonia. It is the same country we are fighting for, Southern Cameroons, aka Ambazonia. There is no different country for those who belong to Chapel A, that's IGA, IG2, IG3, or IG4, or to the consortium, to AGOVC, to APLM, to SCNC, and the likes. No. All of us are fighting for one and the same thing, the freedom of Ambazonia. Wherever you are, I'd like you to observe at least a minute of silence in honor of all our fallen heroes, beginning today from those who fell in Batibo. May the souls of the faithful departed rest in peace. All of them, every single one of them. We will remember you, continue to remember you. And I'm sure when the time comes, history will unearth the names of all those who in one way or the other participated in this, so that generations upon generations of Southern Cameroonians to come will know how to honor and thank them, for this great mark of sacrifice. And now, I want to say this. Just as I started this broadcast, I received this message. And I'm to look at it very closely here. There's this place in Bamenda called Ntanka. Ntanka. So just as I was starting, I got this message from someone who said, I just passed through Ntanka a while ago and I saw what our boys are doing. It says they are stopping cars and sometimes they even fire in the air, because when they check your car and they see that some people have removed their CEMAC number plates and put them under their chairs, under the seats of the cars in front of them, and then put a chassis number plate behind, when they search and find the CEMAC number plate, they beat you up again before taking it away from you. That's what he's saying. He says that the other thing is some people take the same number plate. On the other side, they turn it and put a chassis. Then on the other side is CEMAC. So that when they pass where they will meet the boys, they have the chassis number plate. When they cross and know they'll be meeting the La République du Cameroun stocks, they turn the CEMAC number plate. But when this is discovered, they also give them a lot of beatings and torture. Please, I want to harp on this and to call on those boys, not only in Tanka, all over Ambazonia. You can correct without necessarily being brutish, being brutal. Let us know that if by the time they are moving to a lot of places, they have the chassis number on, and then when they have to confront these brutal people from La République du Cameroun, they have the CEMAC number plate on. They are trying to navigate the situation, respect us, and try to see how to survive. They're not respecting La République du Cameroon. They're only trying to survive in the hands of their thugs who are still in our land. So therefore, I want to use this opportunity for call on all the Amber boys, the voices in the bushes, wherever them they. When una they apply this palaver for Semak number plate, remember the humanity. Remember, say this fight now for the same people. Brutality against people them is not correct. If you already want collect the plate, simply collect the plate. But for lay your hands on the person, we the only struggle for see how one make it respect we rules, then number two make it survive in the hands of the enemy. It not look good. Sometime them you go turn these particular people them into black legs. So I want to send this clarion call. As I talk first, so now just because I see the message here, I would definitely reach out to a lot of the people that were feel reach on the ground. I will send the operatives again from who group from the consortium, made a talk for these boys and here and there for sensitize and made them understand, say, all people, they be in unison with the rejection of La République du Cameroun, their values will not be values at all. We they only bring we untold suffering and torture. But at the same time, the need for survive some kind of situations. So make we try for strike a balance between the fact say the need for respect the rules we keep in place and say the need to for survive. Because the need for stay alive so that they go enjoy that new country. They go enjoy this Ambazonia once we don't send away all these maggots from we land. Now, why that my people? Why the talk say make we pay attention to some of these things. So I would definitely come back to this after I try to reach out to a lot of those who have a say to those people, both in Tanka and everywhere else in Ambazonia, to understand the need to always inject humanity in handling any of these things. Torturing own people now the wrong thing for do. So we get for avoid them real seriously. And then, now, a while ago, I was talking about desperation. And the desperation in La République du Cameroun is reaching fever point. That's why the next piece of information I'm going to give you will embarrass you completely. But before that, let me take this opportunity to extend also a hand of fellowship and sympathy to our people in Widikum, where there was a landslide, and I understand about 4 or 5 people lost their lives. So my people of Widikum, we are one spirit with you. I know it's not easy. The rainy season right now is really hard out there in the southern Cameroons. So please, people should be careful the kind of places that they go. Watch out how you work. Take all kinds of dispositions to avoid places that you know have a history of landslides. It's the same situation in Lebialem County. And I also want to extend a hand of fellowship and tell the people of Lebialem County that we are one spirit with you. Also, watch out. We all have an idea often of the areas which are so susceptible, which can easily turn to landslides with the heavy rains. So let's be careful. And if you live in places where you suspect there can be landslides, evacuate those places for now until, the seasons change and you are sure that your life is safe and secure. Please take this seriously. And for those who are able to sensitize the people around the various localities as far as this phenomenon of landslides is concerned, please do, because it's very important that we all stay alive, strong, sound, and healthy. And since I was talking about Lebialem, let us see why and understand why we need to constantly be in close communion with our people. Because the people of Lebialem recently made us extremely proud, very proud. So as you are sharing for others to come in so that we get into that Prime Minister's speech, let's take this quick stop over in Lebialem and see exactly how our people welcome Mr. Okalia Bilai Bernard alias Hoya Doc. Watch.
This is the ceremonial grandstand, now occupied by vegetation. There's nobody here, and the installation of Amban Fabian car will take place instead at the esplanade of the SDO's office.
Population of Libya, an implementation of the decree that has just been read to you. This is your SDO, Mr. Senior Divisional Officer, Amban Fabian K. Take command.
Not a single civilian attended the ceremony or even seen anywhere in town. To those representing Libya in places, this is the time to rescue their division.
The politicians, those who are doing politics, occupying functions on behalf of the people.
I want to halt a bit here and just let us see some spectacular thing. It says, Mr. Senior Divisional Officer, Amber Waiting Call, take command, and it says, population of Libya Lem, this is your Senior Divisional Officer. And the population we see are bags of sand that they have put everywhere to shield themselves from the unknown. This is hilarious. This is how the people stand up against a system they don't want. This is how the people stand up against a colonial administration they want to see out of their territory. No compromise. You could see for yourself, not a single soul. This is a message to all the other counties in Ambazonia. And what is even most significant is that this happens after the fall of Field Marshal the King. Is this not significant? Because they felt that, okay, now that we have taken him out, okay, we have captured the place and everything, so we will have a bonanza with everyone. But the people have demonstrated beyond reasonable doubt where their loyalty stands. That's why you could see the SDO now crying, or rather the governor now crying, the colonial governor crying and calling on the bought over slaves. Yeah, on the Porter songs and others that come rush. Although you think you have succeeded, you have done nothing. Just listen.
People of Libya, they should come back to assist the administration. Because no matter the courage and engagement of the SDO and his collaborator of forces of law and order, they can't do anything without the population.
The chief executive officer of the Southwest region will also accuse the elite of this land, especially those abroad, to have used the knowledge they...
So you see, he acknowledges they can do nothing without the population. People power. This is what we are talking about. In every single county in Ambazonia, if we do this, anytime they have those their useless ceremonies, be it the stupid 20th May, be it the lousy Labor Days they want to celebrate on our land, be it the unacceptable stupid things they call Women's Day, everything. If you behave exactly like the people of the BLM did, you shorten our journey towards our objective, which is total freedom, which is Boya. My people, let us always look at a thing that is done properly by others in this movement, and we follow suit. Don't always think that, okay, let me go now. By the way, I'll be the only person there, and then there'll be no difference. If 10, 15, 20, 300 people think like you or talk like that in Menji, the governor would have had people there to claim that, oh, life has come back to normal. But because everyone was clear, that's why you see what you see. And that's why he ends with tears.
To destroy their own division.
Talking of those who are in the diaspora, they are doctor this, PhD. If they didn't go to school here, they would have been claiming the title of doctors. I don't know. So why can they be so wicked towards the younger generations?
This present picture of the BLM division cannot be seen elsewhere in the entire country. The Southwest Governor adds.
This is, I think, the only place in the Republic where a whole division has been abandoned because the civil servants, the population, have been traumatized. It is unbelievable. In the other localities, people are dreaming to have.
So you see, if, like he said, the population were traumatized by the people or by the FM that they took out, then they should have been excited to come and meet their saviors, whom he is with his SDO. But the fact that, despite the fact that I said they were traumatized and we have, and the people don't come out, it tells you exactly who has been traumatizing the people. Who is the source of trauma in the southern Cameroons, in Ambazonia? This is absolutely clear and very unmitigating. He talked about schools. Now listen, the myriad southern Cameroonians that went to school under their system of education, where are they? Where are the jobs that they have? Where are they? This is a very important question that we should ask him. But by the way, I'm sure all man don't follow like me. How we, one of the big people them, the big talk people them, they be there two where they choose them for ground. One for northern zone, the other for southern zone. So we hear from Bitakola say for Palava school, they don't take decision. So what I'm saying is regarding the school issue, of course, we will be making a statement when eventually I revert to the people of the consortium who will make an official statement regarding that. And I'm sure the platform to which we belong, the CDN, will definitely to be preparing a statement on that. And I guess all other groups will prepare statements. Whatever the case, they will generally be in support of the position already taken by the actors on the ground. And which is simple, that schools will resume on October 4. On the 4th of October, and not in September as La République du Cameroun pretends, because we are not following La République du Cameroun's calendar. That's number one. Number two, the government schools where they bring unqualified and untrained people to come and unteach our children will definitely have to remain closed. Why? Because these are the places which symbolize the torture that we have had from La République du Cameroun for over 60 years and counting. That is why it's a unanimous decision, and it was even already enforced that they will stay closed. But the mission schools, private schools, community schools, all of those will definitely operate from the 4th of October. So our children will go to school. And no questions are arising. Which curriculum are they going to use if they are not going to be using the curriculum of La République du Cameroun? Let me assure you, Rome, as you see, it was not built on one day. By the time we finish putting in place a good lot of the policies that we intend to put, a lot of these things will change. La République du Cameroun, remember, will not stay in our land forever. In the eyes of a good lot of people, they say this thing may take too many years. But trust me, in the eyes of you who ordained this movement, the time is so short when things will change. All we need to do is continue to put in our own effort. If you relate your effort at your end, then you are slowing us down. Let us all continue to put in our effort to make sure we move this struggle forward. I saw already some people come up and start contesting. Oh, who are these guys? I saw some even write, don't be sharing this useless message. Say useless because it's useless. And why do they call it useless? Because it is coming from the ground, from the actors on the ground. They believe that those of us who are in the diaspora, who have ordained ourselves the only chief priests and the only ones who should be able to talk on those things, because what this guy said is the same clear thing that will be said by all the chapels. And so therefore, coming out to say, oh, don't be sharing things, it's useless because it comes from them, they are the ones who have to implement this, and we have to learn this. And all of that simply because you feel that, oh, it did not come from my president, it did not come from my chairman, it did not come from my communications secretary or waiting call. But take note, we need to learn how to throw our weight behind the actors who are on the ground and do the things that they are doing, because they have a clearer view of what they have before them as forces, as obstacles, and know exactly what they will do to make sure we attain this objective. So trying to get into a power play with them, to me, is completely inadvisable, or no, it's completely not acceptable. So we should be able to, inculcate this in our psychic, even as we go ahead to prosecute this movement. And all this is happening because we have ceased to pay loyalty to truth, loyalty to values, and loyalty to facts. We have decided to pay our loyalties to groups and most especially to individuals. That is a problem. Let me share this thought with all of us. I saw it today and I said, oh my goodness, someone is saying the same thing I've been thinking. Just listen.
The fact that my mother taught me about loyalty. And she says, you will never be loyal to a human being. And I thought, that's rude. You're loyal to my father. She says, no. I am loyal to values. And your father has those values. That is why I'm loyal to him. So you cannot be loyal to a thief. You cannot be loyal to a plunderer. You cannot be loyal to a liar. Be loyal to truth. Be loyal to kindness. Be loyal to good leadership. Be loyal to providence. So that when the people you love cease to hold those values dear, you can draw your loyalty back. If not, we will be loyal to people in authority who are the worst thieves in our society.
So that message is clear, sound, and neat. Let us stop this issue of group loyalty, loyalty to individuals, loyalty to personalities. Let us learn to pay our loyalty to truth, to values. Values, to the cause, to the Ambazonian cause. That is where we should pay our loyalty. And if we do that, we will see everything differently on a daily basis. So before I get into the beef of the matter, for us to get on to La République du Cameroon's Prime Minister Dion, let me say this very quickly because it has come to me over and over and over. So they said there are, or the talk say, plenty Ambazonians, that Pekin know they come up for Ambazonia land, Southern Cameroonians, with the call of that I say Anglophones, with the joint gendarmerie. So one way they join military, say they don't sack them plenty after the training, after they don't train them, they don't sack them plenty because they become in with fake certificates. And so as a result of their sacking, they back now for quarters, they do nothing, they know they inside gendarmerie again. And now, I don't see some message to go around, and then some people, they don't call me, ask me, they say, you need for talk something about this. And I say, it be very important for me for talk about them, because make we know, with the deal, and I like the fact that people, that their minds, they open. People, they don't start understand. See, when you be an underdog, that whenever you be the strongest person for a matter like this, who fight with La République du Cameroon, what did you do? Now wisdom, now combine. You do use them, you win. Because La République, now a party where they use now only tricks from day one to the end. So make our eyes they continue to remain open. So now way these brothers will also send out this message. Say this gendarme them, where they say they don't move them from the training because they don't get papers. They say so as a result, plenty of them they go come for with various camps for the voices in the bushes. Say, oh, I don't get training, I want join. Because they don't sack me for that side, they think they vex me plenty. I want join for teach them a lesson. Listen, and listen well. No open doors for your camp for any of those people. Not just because say La République send them in as spies. Not just because say if it be a decoy by La République du Cameroun, so I made a flop outside there, help for betray from inside, but especially because if this picking them, when now we picking them at this hour, if they will decide for go join La République du Cameroun, their forces, for go join gendarmerie for La République du Cameroun. So they train, they be say they throw they not throw outside because they give fake certificates. It show already say they not be ever be with we. Understand? It shows say they not be ever believe in we cause. Because if they not be throw them out, if they be continue with them, so okay, your paper fine. The next day they for the camp now with the rest of La République people for can wreak havoc on we. So they not be ever be with we. So they not feel suddenly be with we. They not feel just woke up, sleep, they woke up on morning time. When they be against it, the church decided they do we. So they fire all their heart. Now lie. No admit any of them. Not one of them. If you not see any of them come close, no know what to do. Because as a matter of fact, they been our enemies. They're not been our friends. No. They're not been a part of we. Now people they don't make up their minds for stand against we. So no pay them not even the least attention. So I'll be glad for really bring that one up immediately. Just talk me go end the matter once and for all. So there was no need for the talk again. Now why do I bring them up? So they were never with us. They were never part of this liberation movement. They were never part of this freedom crusade. So, it is not because they have now been rejected, because they have fake certificates, that they will suddenly develop amber patriotism. That is not true. Because if they were admitted, they would have been standing with the enemy against us. Perhaps some of them will even already be in the field right now, struggling to wreak havoc on us in favor, in the name of our colonizer. So therefore, give them no consideration. Give them no chance. If they are too angry and they want to get even with La République du Cameroun, they know what to do wherever they are. Oh yes, as loners, they can go ahead. So my people, we have to be careful and always be careful. As underdogs, let's never pay heed to any of those kind of things. So that said, take a quick break and then come back straight onto Dion Gute, but most especially this piece of news that John received from Dion, which shows you the level of desperation of La République du Cameroun. Don't miss it, and so don't go away.
Would you like to make a six-figure income? Well, you have come to the right place. At Venbati LLC, we can make your dream come true by training you to become a professional Scrum Master in just 6 short weeks. You heard me right, just 6 weeks. This may be the biggest life-changing decisions you will ever make. They say luck is when opportunity meets preparation. If you were walking down the street and opportunity walked past you, would you recognize it? Well, here is an opportunity you won't want to miss. At Venbati LLC, our world-class trainers would prepare you for one of the best career changes you will ever make. And then you can consider yourself lucky when you make that 6-figure income and laugh your way to the bank. If you are that person who can recognize an opportunity, call us at 240-701-7796. Check out our website, www.venbati.com. We have limited spaces. First come, first serve. Come one, come all.
And so,
would you like to make a
people,
6-figure income?
Oh, no.
Well, you have come to the right place.
And so, my people, it has come to pass that Mr. or Chief Joseph Dion Gute while he went to Equinox to try and send our people to sleep by claiming that he is one of us, we should understand with him, he knows what is going around, telling a lot of lies about work that is already being done or so-called special status and the likes. The same John Gute, as member of the Indian Chiefs Conference, approved a resolution by the Indian Chiefs Conference to bring in Bayelsa boys into Indian from Nigeria. See the level of desperation of La République du Cameroon, that their talks have found it impossible to hold us, impossible to keep us in their column, to the point where the Indian Chiefs Conference goes ahead to come up with a resolution that they now have to bring foreigners, Nigerians, foreigners, into Ambazonia to come and fight us, to come and help push us into slavery with La République du Cameroon. Look, as I speak this moment, there are 50 of them. 50. They are notably in Bekora, in Lipenja, and some of them have been using the road heading towards Ngolo. So, like I said, there are 50 of them. And now, because the Indian Chiefs Conference don't have their own money to pay them, they are using Pamol, which Pamol itself is heavily indebted, as we heard. So Pamol now has to be using the money that they were supposed to use in pay at least a few workers who are still doing things for them to pay Bayelsa boys from Nigeria to come and do the bidding of La République du Cameroon. You recall, some time ago, we learned that they had fired Chief Mekanya Charles as Director General of Pamol because they claimed that he brought boys from Nigeria, and the talks of La République du Cameroun were very angry and reported him, whereas we learned that it is something that Okalia Bilai Bernard, the governor, the colonial governor in Boya, had always sanctioned. So today, John Gute, while running his mouth, approved alongside the chiefs, Indian, that 50 Bayelsa boys should be brought into Indian, into Ambazonian territory to wreak havoc on our people. Listen, and they are being paid by Pamol. You know, first of all, Pamol officials went to the far north of La République du Cameroun and brought in a good number of Tupuri boys with a lot of fetish stuff into Ambazonia. That did not work. And I understand from my informant on the ground in Indian that when he saw some of these Bayelsa boys, he recognized a few who apparently used to come in sometimes with the late Ikeku. So my people of Indian, I'm saying this so you pay careful attention. But take note, they say, there's an African proverb that says, when you bring ant-infested firewood into your house, don't complain when lizards come visiting. You know why I say so? Because today, the Mundemba Idenau Road, that is by sea, has become extremely dangerous. The activities of pirates have multiplied there seriously. So piracy now has become a major problem on this sea road between Mundemba and Idenau. And that's how a lot of people travel, because there's first of all no road that they can go by road from Mundemba to Limbe or to Victoria. So they were going by sea, and it was peaceful. But now, the Indian Chiefs Conference, along with Pamol, that have been bringing in the Bayelsa boys into Indian, have shown them the road. And now, when they come, they don't just come to serve them, they now turn against the people. Now they patrol the sea, and they get people every now and then, take all their belongings, capture some, keep them for ransom, and all of those things. And this is sanctioned by Prime Minister, head of government of La République du Cameroun, the marionette, John Gute. This shows you the level of desperation that La République du Cameroun has descended into. And this is horrible. So I'm using this platform to draw the attention, therefore, of all and sundry, so that wherever you have the opportunity to point this out, do. Because this is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Yeah. They are there. Okay. So they talk. Say, Prime Minister, wait, come on, can they talk this thing? Go bring. Approve. He and the other chiefs them. From Dion, say me they go bring Bayelsa boys them. Say me they come face we boys in the bushes. But in the end, they come now, they extort from the population very seriously. It shows how desperate La République don't be. It shows say all that they could do them and all not, they don't come for the conclusion, say all them, they not do nothing before 10. Yeah. So me say 10, because I know say that's when I call it for the 10 kobo. Now I call and say 10. So me say 10 don't overwhelm them, so they get for go bring na Bayelsa boys. Now desperation. This one they show just how much we don't be able for overwhelm La République du Cameroon so that may they come up from we land. And the distance for we leave we land finally far. Okay, make we enter Tori now with John Gute and Mr. Ambassador. We'll go to listen and we'll go to talk. Here we go.
Last, some fine thing don't come. But now, inside that special status, they talk the regional council, where regional assembly them, and the regional assembly they open up for all the 10 regions. Now, waiting, it different for the regional assembly for Southwest and Northwest way, day for the other regions.
First, number one, you call the name. Northwest get regional assembly. Southwest get regional assembly. All the other 8, they don't get regional assembly. They get a regional council. So difference there, even for appellation. The Northwest assembly and Southwest, they get something where it did like which will be get for West Cameroon.
Now just listen, I know I may go too far. Can you imagine? He say, so one that they call a regional assembly, there's one that they call a regional council. Really? All them the function the same. How you go expect? See where they can reach for land where they get for use na English. They go call and say na conseil régional and all of those things. No, they'll leave a more call for the way we life or call them for the way we slaves them. Where they decide say we'll call them this way regional assemblies, regional councils. Listen, my people. This one at the height of demagogy. Because as a matter of fact, not the very same structure. Now why that? With time when they talk sometimes say they be one grand débat. When I hear someone say no, me I no one grand débat, I want for here na large débat. But all the end with débat. But the whole notion now for make sure say may they bring confusion for the minds of the people, may you check say something with special, it don't happen for you. Absolute badadash. I make a take me all my here. That regional council for South, he budget, he won for South, he budget, he won. He passed the budget for the regional assemblies, so called councils for way they for Bamenda and the one way they for Boya. All. The one for South, he won. But the population for South, it never reached 700,000. That for South, we probably come. It never reached 700,000. But the population for Southern Cameroons, all now over 8 million. How you go explain them? Say the budget, where they give them for Boya, the way they give them for Bamenda, say na special status. Put them together, it no reach 1/4. They not reach 1/4 of the one where they give for South. He won. So now who gets special status? Oh yeah, make we listen. Who they are now for listen? Oh?
Assembly. First thing. Second thing, Northwest and Southwest, they get House of Chiefs. Place where not only chief them, that is sit down. Just like it may be for Felma West Cameroon, where assembly will be, for those of us who will know, who will be down, who will grow small, who will see, assembly will be, then down, House of Chiefs will be. So House of Chiefs will get its own thing the way that the local assembly will get its own thing the way the local. Now the same thing here. Then for matter for
So more talk that palava House of Chiefs. So that House of Chiefs, now wait till the Adam for we. Make some man tell me, quick. Wait till that House of Chiefs, it don't achieve them since they put her in place. Some of you tell me, if the House of Chiefs be mean anything, like now so, place for still the hot say, who side the chairman, the president for the House of Chiefs, or the place they call a Northwest Day, the one for Bamenda, who side they? Huh? Who's that Chief Shomitang from Bambalang Day? 9 months, 10 months, would get can go reach 1 whole year. No man knows how way Chief Shomitang Day. When are the president for the House of Chiefs? No man knows how way there. No noise. But that way they be touch Mama Regina Mundi. Hey. It be noise all over the place. Whoa. If that House of Chiefs, it be important. Government no for just you don't no make like say something don't happen. Like say some fly don't lost safe. Yes. We never hear even communicate from the same so-called House of Chiefs concerning Chief Shomitang. Or some other here with me, I know here. I beg you educate me. We never hear no communicate from the Ministry of Territorial Administration. We go talk say Chief Shomitang, they don't administration. One, we never hear. We never hear no communicate from the Ministry of Decentralization from Yaoundé. We will talk say those regional councils and everything that they did under it. Nothing. We never hear no word, even from this same Prime Minister where they talk so, where he says be chief. One word. Even from the colonial governor. No statement, no official statement concerning Chief Shomitang. Don't I tell you say the House of Chiefs that's so important thing? If it will be important, like when the president disappear, just disappear. So come on. We forget commotion all over the place. Now for tell I say now window dressing. The House of Chiefs, now nothing. They just put up for them like toy. When picking the cry, wow. And my brother Ayaba, because sometimes say pacifier. When picking the cry, wow. They say, okay, take this toy, begin play time. Then take someone, put up for your mouth. You cover your mouth and give you toy, begin play. Yeah, if you check, say they pay attention. Not the least attention. Zero. Nothing. Yeah. I say if it be something like the final say who said that chief day. I show the people there for Bambala. I hear since they don't start to prepare for cash, new chief, new fund. Because they don't conclude, say that one, oh yeah, the matter don't end. It's just like that. And then for the so-called House of Chiefs, they already the fight for who will take over from you. But no man need to raise a little finger for us and say, who say they, what happened to you? Now just chop. Just chop. When they gather some people, they forgive them the chop, so that may they continue. For the can't fool we say they say something there, so that more continue for stay under slavery. Nonsense. More go back for John. You go talk oh.
the spatial status. I go take 3 areas where they be different. One, na education. The spatial status talk say, if government want change education system, you get for consult the regional assembly. Government no get that obligation for other region. Now only for Northwest and Southwest. Now for do it, for protect the system of education where we get and where we continue for get, like GCE, like common entrance, like A levels, like first school. They will be there. They continue. And so if government want to touch that system, they must consult the regional assembly. The second area, now law. Because with law where we get from Northwest and Southwest, it be different from the law where the other 8 regions will get. The other 8 regions, they got what they call civil law. We will get what they call say common law. And so if government want change anything with regard law, they get for those two regions, they get for consult the assembly. That's the second thing. The third important thing we say, we get development agencies like Soweda, like for Northwest Development Authority. The regional assembly, they get for look what those development authorities that they do for North, West, and Southwest, because we get what we call community development, and the spirit for that community development. Whereas for the other 8 regions, that disposition, that law, So you just take just those few, you see a difference. And with
My people, you see, at the talk this thing sometimes they say, for talk lie, no be easy thing. It's strong bad. Why is strong? Don't be say it's strong when you don't want to talk more. No, you go talk am. But the big thing that say for make a lie stay, you go need for tell plenty other lies them. For make a say make that lie, we don't talk am, make it stay. Because number one, if you talk about we educational system, say according to the new DC, because now special status, if they want touch with educational system, they go consult we. Really? Why would this movement start? This movement start for 2016 because one of the reasons we've been our educational system. They don't live with educational system alone. No. We still get plenty of their teachers and for we schools them. Most of our universities, not them. All. University of Boya, University of Bamenda, not them. Francophone, they're not them. Flop for day. All 90% of the heads of department, not them. They don't ask regional council. Listen, with technical education system, what we say would create schools for trained teachers and for technical education, so that they can teach who picking them technical education in English, not for some language where it in between pidgin, French, English, and the people in their country talk, where they bring up for that side. They will confuse. Take that example. When they can't ask Pekin say, what to be the role of candle for inside engine for motor? Hey. When that candle na translation in French say bougie, what they mean a plug. That Pekin don't fail exam even before they ever set that exam. It don't change? No. Look at the intake for the NSET them. 60% for the intake for the NSET them, na francophone them still. Oh yes. And now they run the exam them, na still them. Some remember, say, when Professor Cornelius Lambi will be Vice Chancellor for University of Boya, he organized exams for the Faculty of Medicines, for the University of Boya, for the School of Medicine, for University of Boya. He organized some, do like they do for this side world, for modern world. Use computer. Computer get all the algorithms and everything for mark that exams. After I do and so, the result is come out. It's just say people that of course because we begin to know what they do. 90% depend on them. What will the Republic do? If they cry foul, they cannot stop them. Torpedo the whole thing, change them. Go bring people the way they never ever write the exam. Famendongo, put their name there for they say they pass. They sack Cornelius Lambif. Who said that special status where they talk and they? It don't change. The situation don't change. And no one can say for the matter for special status, because first of all, who they give who special status? Like seriously? Give. Say you and me will be the same class for UN trust territories, the same class. Then all we get for achieve independence, I achieve my own independence, who agree say me will join with you. Tomorrow it becomes say you they give me special status. You who? Someone will go back there for the thing with John talk. Because if I may every person be able to understand this very clearly. So concerning that educational system, bullshit, nothing never change. GCE board be answerable for La République du Cameroun, their authorities. The last time I've been here, now say they struggle for transfer the GCE board headquarters to Yaoundé. I guess me all man understand that one. Go back for that regional assembly where he talk. You remember, say people them for that same regional assembly, especially for Boya, they be lay complaint. Say all their computers for the office, they order and are from Yaoundé. Now Yaoundé give contract out, they buy, then they send them the computer. We don't already put programs inside those computers and all them are for French. Mr. Prime Minister, you be aware. I sure so you know. But you decide for can't lie country people because you check say we over foolish that way. Because if the people that for that regional assembly where they call them, they not be allowed say, for run even their own budget. Take note, for Bamenda, they be the one do budget, they send Jingo Musa, the other seller will come on Gotundia, where talk say 1 military base for Ndopso. Say make it come already with the budget where they don't prepare. I can't tell them they not allow them for change one letter. I mean 1 letter. Now the consultation that way John Good at the talk. Okay, we'll go down to common law. You talk about common law. No forget, this whole thing start now with lawyers, with common law lawyers. Carries now so where would you talk? Plenty La République du Cameroon magistrates. Now them be the majority for we court for Boya and Bamenda. Alai, John Gute. Alai. What did they do for they? If they begin to consider before all this in them, prior, right up to 1990, right up to 2007 and 5, nobody still work for CRTV Bamenda. Around 2005, we nobody see a single francophone magistrate for our territory. But today, you already get a PCA, that president of Court of Appeal when a francophone. You already get a procureur general, that's an attorney general when a francophone. You already get a general advocate when a francophone. All then they did it. And then they did threaten for try with people there for inside court for a language which they need to understand. John Gute, you be aware or you doubt them? Check them. They did it. Now how peculiar our system be or be different from their own? You say no, John Gute. Say that thing they call on special status, you say no even first know what the package be represent. Even the government says no know what the way it be. And now why they will not day? Because as a matter of fact, it be a pacifier. It be a toy. It be just an opportunity for expand the chopping arrangement, for bring in some additional people them, may they get chop for the chop, so that they're going to use them for penetrate the communities and for try for tell lies for country people. That's exactly what it represents. The way you go talk about Soweto and Mideno, really? So now special status create Soweto and Mideno? No. Mideno don't they default 10 long. John being the big Director General for Mideno, we take over from one Misando only. Many and job they said for more than 10, 14 years. We Mideno be there. Special status not be there, Mr. Prime Minister. The same thing with Soweto, Dr. Neme. We don't do it for how long? I mean, for how long? And trust me, all the regions for La République du Cameroon, they get their own development agencies where they do them things. This Mideno and Soweto, they be created a long time ago because it been an opportunity for them to get an eye on exactly how will people dedicate their means from other countries for develop various communities. So they go give them room for oversight. Maybe because they be like we. And this they be happen long before that their thing they call a grand national dialogue. So when John Gute talks, so they open the eyes. I wonder whether shame need to do it. Where they mention Soweto and Mideno as being some of the cardinal things and where they epitomize the so-called special status. We will listen again.
Within this northwest and southwest, they get possibility for discuss with partners for develop their area. They don't get for be wait make government until government give. No, they get now the freedom to contact international organizations friendly countries and say, look, we want to build a hospital here, we want to do this road here, if you help with, and they get the help. So now, important areas where it be different. Then the last one.
My people won't stop there. I'm not feeling may go that kind of stupid lie. Listen, so now because of special status now, what they'll be able to forget twinning. We remember, say, the mayor for Bafut, if you go Bafut, you see beautiful office in a council office. The mayor for Bafut at that time, I don't even forget his name, I sure see if the name come, I go call him. That young man, he be do twinning between the Bafut Council and some other councils and for America. Right that time, he get the means from them. They donate caterpillars, they donate equipment, they donate resources. Then before he takes all that money from FACOM for complete and build that council. Yes, almost all we councils, the one for Kumbo, the one for Bamenda, they beget arrangements with other councils around the world, with other cities around the world. Remember, say, at the time, that song, Sancho, Ebendo, become out, get a lot of twinning arrangements with other city councils across the world. Special status be there. If you need special status for do that one, and other councils for La République, they get twinning arrangements around the world with other city councils around the world, even as I talk now. Now, special status, when John Gute can't lie, when a big man carry himself so, cash it under, he checks it so, he want kind reason small. He can't talk all these kind of lies. I want to say the overall objective for this lie. Now, for cover up that fact, say, then say self, they know, say, nothing, no, they exist, what they call and say special status. Something no they empty shell, as empty as every other thing else. And they be know from day one, say nothing, they move follow me.
Now, say we get what they call public independent conciliators for Northwest and Southwest. Those people, they know them for the other 8. Now, when see that people that they do, they're like watchdogs. If they see, say, for council, for the region, for institutions where they do for that region, they know they conduct themselves properly. They get duty for call the people and tell them, say, hey, when I know they do so, when I know they do so. That institution, there for the other 8 regions. True. Me as Prime Minister, are they here? I can tell you now. Say all the other 8 regions, they come from me here. They tell me, say, which we want those institutions.
So my people, we'll stop again for that one. That palaver for public independent conciliators. You hear they call the name, eh? Public independent conciliator. Now who they appoint them? They elect them for make them independent? Nada. Now who they appoint them? Oh yeah, Paul Biya. Now, take your ear. You listen fine. In the days of West Cameroon, when we get West Cameroon, you get La République du Cameroon, will be East Cameroon. Ahijo, because if one get an eye, because even when they give we small, they always suspect. Hear the word give. Where they always make sure say, make them get some eye for the sea. Because even then, they don't trust any of we, no mind, not even one, not even that Dion, they don't trust them. So they must always say, we go keep an eye for continue, for get daily report. We no make mistakes, so open a small door, then they go dribble we. Now they roll that for that public independent conciliator. In the days of West Cameroon, they be called state inspectors. Yeah. In the days of West Cameroon, they call them state inspector. Or maybe I don't mix up the name. We call them state inspector in the days of West Cameroon. The role of that inspector will be appointed by President Ahijo. He be there for do it for see what way the government of West Cameroon be do for improve the lot of the people. It be even give powers, say pass the elected prime minister of West Cameroon. Iro be been for be aijo eyes for make sure say make we no make one corner so we no approve am. For make sure say make the whole we down in slavery. So that state inspector, there be 5 vote budget. He veto him. But he not be elected, he be appointed. The same like these public independent conciliators. Now they roll that. For report for Pobia, every single thing. Say this person, the way they go, I know. Which region go one get those kind of people? Those people, now a curse and not a blessing. A curse and not a blessing. So, the more it change, the more it either remain the same thing or it go worse. My people, the only way out for all this thing, now for we for make sure so we go all the way, kick La République du Cameroon out, we'll do exactly which way John Sessebi talked before. Take back with sovereignty. Take back with dignity. Take back with territory. That's exactly what we need to do. Because all this we talk for us, so just look even the eyes, look his face, see I see the talk. You say he says no first be convinced of the thing with the talk. Look at
With Northwest, it's Southwest. So this makes us special. When I follow me,
Yes, sir.
it's special.
Last, some fine thing don't come. But now,
so when you see his face, I don't just make I say look his face. When you see his face, you see how they make an eye them. That's all like man, he not be able to look you and me straight in the face. Because no see the two will come up from him mouth that pia. Capital lies from the first to the very last one. My people, we get for remain resolute. We get for remain firm and we resolve for achieve we independence. Imagine, say after all this talk so, Dion, who can talk say that place where he get special status for taking them all by himself, made they go bring Bayelsa boys for inside your own backyard. Try for Dion. When you use palm oil money to pay them. Listen, now the double standards that way would you deal with. So John Gute says be convinced. Who say she don't so? She don't talk lies so te our no day. No point bothering about that. So my people, this is the moment, more than ever before, for us to remain resolute, for us to continue to pay all our attention and focus on our objective, which is attaining total self-determination, the freedom and the independence of the Southern Cameroons is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. It has come to my notice, and some people say, they call me, they say, oh, you see, a lot of your people are buying a lot of land in Douala, in Bagno, in Yaoundé. The way they are buying land, it shows that they don't even have in their minds that anything is going to happen any day. I said, don't you worry. Even when Moses had assured the children of Israel that the promised land was set for them, and God had given his word to set them free from slavery, there was still a good lot of them investing madly in Egypt. At the end of the day, what happened to it? So what is going to happen to all of those investments you are making in La République du Cameroon? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't spend my time on that. But whenever I have the opportunity, I tell you, be careful. Because a lot of that land that you're buying today, you're not getting titles. You're not going to get those titles fast. By the time this thing ends and you have untitled land the other way and all whatnot, when they get to determine who has to be compensated or who has to get their what that is on the other side, it's going to be so hard for you. Have your hard-earned money? Think wise. Think smart. And know exactly what you are doing. Don't think that because you are going to invest your money in La République du Cameroon, it is that investment that you are going to use to hold us down in slavery and servitude in La République du Cameroon, you are clearly mistaken. You must start thinking again. To God be all the glory.